Now he is the victim.
My lord, the first proposition.
जब वो petition आएगी हम देख लेंगे.
First proposition related to these proceedings before the bench being quorum non judice. In
ये तो हो गया आपका argument.
The second was the maintainability of the petition in view of the judgment of this honorable court in Benazir Bhutto and the pendency of the petition in Islamabad High Court. The third submission was the antecedents of the petitioner himself having promulgated these ordinances, then subsequently challenging. Fourthly, the locus standi of the petitioner. There was not a word in the petition.
For challenging a law, do you need locus standi?
My lord, my submission is that you need to have some standing, otherwise it will become a situation which is this honorable court has always avoided.
No, but 184 doesn't say that.
True, my lord.
Any matter of public importance seeking enforcement of fundamental rights.
Yes,
you can knock out the petitioner on these grounds, but can you say you don't have a locus standi? He may say whole of Pakistan is affected. So
my submission was that this was a purely
locus standi you need in 199, not in 184.
But even in 184, your lordship will not decide a purely academic or political controversy.
It's not academic.
Maktoum Sahab, adding to what my lord has stated, 184.3 is discretionary. We have 57,000 pending petitions here. So why should this court consume the other litigants' time in a matter, you see, where the bona fides of the petitioner we are not satisfied with it, and the matter is also pending before the high courts. Now here in this case, as my lord Justice Mansoor Ali Shah has observed, that you see they were part of the parliament, they could have contested this. So absolutely I agree with my lord that these are important questions which must be addressed.
Those will come, my lord, regarding to antecedents, bona fide and standing. These three will get a bit conflated, but they will have to be taken together. His antecedents, his bona fide and his standing, because it was also shown.
It's also very important. It's those 57,000 litigants in this court. Their time is being consumed. So if the matters can be resolved or decided by the high courts, why should this court take the time of other litigants?
The next submission made, my lord, after the bona fides was that there was no actual case or controversy before this honorable court. No.
What does that mean?
My lord, no order passed on the basis of these laws was being challenged. No proceedings which were taking place.
Is it necessary to challenge the act?
My lord,
before challenging the act, there must be some order.
My lord,
the order was actually passed.
Your lordship
were transferred.
Your lordship has made a test, and the test which your lordships have articulated it, that where a challenge is made to a statute, that challenge can be made on two bases. One, the statute in its operation affects the rights of a person, or the statute is ex facie discriminatory. In the second situation, you must show that you do not have to wait for the operation of the statute. You must show that on the face of it, this statute.
We are noting your proposition. Yes, you will expand later.
Yes,
the next proposition.
And therefore, there was nothing which showed that the statute was ex facie discriminatory.
Don't make me more unpopular.
My lord. Next proposition. Next proposition was that this honorable court, in a series of judgments, have said that before striking down any statute, the court must place the statute next to the Constitution. It must presume that it is valid and try to find every reason for its validity. And only when that fails must the statute be struck down.
Next.
And this was neither addressed in the submissions nor pleaded. Next submission was
नैब तरामीम कल आदम करार देने के फैसले के खिलाफ वफाकी हुकूमत की अपील पर समाअत जारी है। दूसरी तरफ अहम खबर यह है कि इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने हुकूमत को टेक्स्ट नॉन फाइलर्स की मोबाइल फ़ोन सिम्स ब्लॉक करने से रोक दिया है। चीफ जस्टिस आमिर फारूक ने निजी मोबाइल कंपनी की दरख्वास्त पर 27 मई तक हुक्म इम्तना जारी किया है। इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने हुकूमत को टैक्स नॉन फाइलर्स की मोबाइल फ़ोन सिम्स ब्लॉक करने से रोक दिया है। चीफ जस्टिस आमिर फारूक ने निजी मोबाइल कंपनी की दरख्वास्त पर 27 मई तक हुक्म इम्तना जारी किया है। इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने हुकूमत को टैक्स नॉन फाइलर्स की मोबाइल फ़ोन सिम्स ब्लॉक करने से रोक दिया है। अहम खबर है, चीफ जस्टिस आमिर फारूक ने निजी मोबाइल कंपनी की दरख्वास्त पर 27 मई तक हुक्म इम्तना जारी किया है। नैब तरमीम कल आदम करार देने के फैसले के खिलाफ वफाकी हुकूमत की अपील पर समाअत जारी है। एक बार फिर आपको लिए चलते हैं।
An act or omission which was not an offence at the time of the commission of the offence, and therefore the statute will not operate retrospectively.
That's it.
And that none of the fundamental rights in this particular case were violated.
Is there any mention in the petition, Mr. Makhdoom, is there any mention in the petition that which provision of the act is in violation of which provision of the Constitution?
No, my lord. And I had read out the entire petition before this honorable court to show that that challenge was not made. I had also submitted, and that's virtually the last proposition, my lord, that a number of these amendments were made in order to give effect to the judgments of the superior courts themselves. And all those judgments were placed on record, and with great respect, none of them were dealt with.
Is that your last proposition?
My lord.
I think, just to point out, going through the majority judgment, there are two very crucial questions. One question is that the majority judgment says that the limit that has been increased, that the threshold of 500 million, that could not have been done because the superior courts had laid down a threshold of rupees 100.
Well, 100 million.
So the superior courts do not have any power to legislate. So if the legislature has legislated despite there being a judgment, see, that could not have been a ground to strike down that law.
My lord,
and then second, the main question, I think, addressed by Justice Mansoor Ali Shah, His Lordship, in his dissenting opinion, was that all those references which were returned were also triable before other courts under particular laws. And that is something I don't know whether the majority judgment had overlooked that or they were not properly assisted, but they struck down the amendments only on that ground.
My lord, may I submit, your lordship has articulated it much better than I could. I was proposing to deal with this aspect as part of fundamental rights, that if the penalty is reduced, if the threshold is reduced from 500 million to 100 million, it does not violate any fundamental right.
Before you expand on this argument, where is this 100 million, first of all?
My lord, it is...
500 million has come in the statute. Where is the 100 million?
My lord, it was in the SOPs of NAB itself, in their standing operating...
That was accepted. That was accepted
by this court.
Yes.
So that is why you see...
Without legislation.
Yes.
Without legislation.
And
this is by legislation.
So this is an argument which will have...
So my lord is, I think what my lord is saying, if I've understood my lord correctly, is SOP has given a higher standing than a legislative instrument.
My lord, yes, my lord. So this is addressed in two parts, much better in your lordship's observation, that this is an proposition, or this is a finding which offends against the very principle of trichotomy of powers, because this was a legislative function, and even if the court has given a policy indication that where there was no threshold, that came in, my lord, at a time when NAB was prosecuting really petty offences that should at least look at 100 million. That was probably the floor, not the ceiling. And if the legislature has come up with a limit of 500 million, that's in the policy domain.